Hey, what's up? You really don't need to dress a video like this up very much. So I'm Zealand Shannon, this is FMBase, and this is the beginning of our top 10 Wonder Kids at every position. I figured if we wanted to start this, we should probably start with arguably the most exciting position on the field, even though I was very tempted to start with goalkeepers. We're going to go ahead and start with the strikers. And by Wonder Kid, just so that you have the definition in place, a Wonder Kid's 19 and down, at least for these videos, so teenager, and that's just about it. They also have to be good and have the potential to get a lot better. In order to make sure we're accurate, what I've done is loaded a database with 381,000 players in it. Whoa. This makes sure that even hiding somewhere in Oceania, there isn't a better Wonder Kid out there for you at any of these positions that we're gonna do over the next month and a half or so. And we're starting at striker because these are the guys that just make the most difference on your team. So you need to have this information as soon as possible. Who are the 10 best Wonder Kid strikers? Who? Well, we have 12. Why there's not a number in the title. So I can give you 12. The last two will probably be pretty quick. I've been told 41-minute video like I did the first time was probably a little too long. So, starting the top 12 best Wonder Kid strikers, and this is on the new database, FM 20.2. Drum roll, please. And here we are, Myron Balad, good friend of mine. Not really, but I did point him out in my 20 Wonder Kids you haven't heard about yet video. He comes in at the number 12 spot, which is perfectly fine because he still has a chance to be a world-class forward, and he's already starting at a pretty high level, someone that can run with the first team at AZ right off the top at 18 years of age. A quick things to like about Myron Barato: his personality is fantastic, he's very professional, which leads to him being a really resolute player. The determination is there enough for him to develop significantly. On his downsides, he's a little bit more of an advanced forward type of player than a complete forward type of player. He can be trained into complete forward, but he's not necessarily a natural fit for complete forward. He's also not going to be particularly easy to pry away because he is already an important first team player. Then again, none of the guys that we're talking about are going to be easy to pry away, so I should probably just drop that as a con. Balad, he's good. Also play on either wing too, that's underrated. Number 11. That'd be a guy that's new, actually, to the database this year, Morgan Rogers. And I get the feeling he might be on this list more than once. While he doesn't have just bang-up world best 11 potential, he's got a chance to be a starter on a Champions League winning team put into the right situation. He's only 16, so this kid's a couple of years off, but he is at Manchester City, so clearly the talent has been recognized already. English nationality, so if you're playing in the Prem perhaps and you have an opportunity to get your hands on Morgan Rogers, I'd recommend making a wind sprint for it. As not only is he a very good natural striker, he can play in the center of the attacking midfield. He can also play on either side of the attacking midfield. He's got the type of versatility to be perhaps the first sub on an incredibly good team, or somebody that can just fill in each of these spots, which I love. Moving ahead in your regularly scheduled programming due to time constraints, number 10. The number 10 is Alexander Isak, the Swede who's already got 6 caps for the Swedish national team, so you could probably see him coming. Real Sociedad is lucky to have him. Isak is a guy that has a chance to be one of the best complete forwards on the market. He's 19 years old, so he's already pretty far along, and he has a lot of development to go, but the good news is he has the physical tools to get there. He also has places shots, which is just absolutely seductive, and he's fairly ambitious, which means if you're trying to haul him to a bigger club, he's more than likely going to want to go. Expect him to reach his full potential somewhere around 23 or 24. He's going to be a little bit of a late bloomer, may take him to 25 or 26 to get that last little bump, because he is just a step behind where he would need to be to get to his full potential right away. But he does have a chance to be a world best 11 player, I mean really, because he has such a balanced skill set and the physicality is already there. If only we had more pasta for number 9. The Italians are coming. They're actually, I've checked in the goalkeepers, I'm writing that script already for the end of this whole rundown of every position in Wonderkids and so on and so forth. There are a lot of Italians in the goalkeepers. Not as many in the striker department, but Sebastiano Esposito has been lighting the world on fire. Everybody and their mother seems to have found this guy. He is, yeah, I mean, he's an amazing player. The development on this guy is almost completely guaranteed. He's fairly ambitious. He's also fairly professional. His determination is high. His natural fitness is high. He's locked in as being able to be a complete forward from day one. He has his attributes distributed in a way that makes him absolutely lethal once that development starts to kick in, which of course is going to happen because of all the things I just said. So he's a lock. He's a lock, very good player. He just doesn't quite reach into the top shelf as much as a lot of us had hoped he would. He was number 3 on my list of 20 Wonderkids you hadn't heard about, but he's only number 9 now on my list of best Wonderkid strikers in the world. Don't get me wrong, he's still an amazing signing. I don't think he has a chance to win a Ballon d'Or. I've been wrong, but he doesn't. I'll still take him though. Still on a youth contract. Sebastiano! Bartender, number 8. We go to Fabio Silva, and this is going to sound weird, but he's actually one of my favorite players on this list because you just don't see it coming. He's actually so good already. There are so many things to like about Fabio Silva. One, he's 16 years old. And unlike Morgan, who we saw earlier, who's 16, and you go, oh, he's got a long way to go. Fabio's already really good. And a lot of his hidden attributes and his personality attributes are fantastic. This is kind of an add-on thing. He's incredible under pressure. Great professionalism. Very consistent. I mean, come on. He has all those extra things if you're trying to build that one player that you just absolutely love and always comes up in the clutch for you and does all these amazing things for your club. If you're trying to build that player, it looks a lot like Fabio Silva, only 16, playing for the Porto B team, and just toolsy as hell. Him and Esposito, 16-year-olds you need to put in the bag. We need more South Americans, please. You ask and I deliver. Caio Jorge's number 7. I recently found this guy in the 20.2 database. Loves him. He has become the 7th best Wonderkid striker in the world. Based off potential. Well, potential and other hidden attributes. His adaptability is money. In the bank. Unstoppable adaptability. Some of the best adaptability I've ever seen on a guy this young. Which, of course, since you're probably not going to be signing him in Brazil, you're going to be signing him to someplace very obscure and far away, means that his adaptability will kick in. His development will not be affected at all. And Caio Jorge will turn into one of the best advanced forwards that you've ever had. From this point on, Jorge actually has the worst current ability of anybody left on the list. But that just means that when you see all of those straight up green arrows, you're going to be feeling even better about yourself because they've looked at this kid who's playing for Santos, a breakthrough prospect, even though obviously I haven't scouted him. I loaded this game in on the 1st of, come on, brain. 1st of July. On the 1st of July and on any year in the next 3 or 4 years after you start your save, Caio Jorge's a goodbye. Just need to find a way to get him some playing time. Seis, senor. Seis is Joshua Zirkzee of Bayern. So the 6th best Wonderkid striker in the world, and he is just, well, he's better than Caio Jorge is at playing right now. What sets him apart from a lot of the people on this list is there just aren't a lot of people on this list that are 6'4", 190 pounds. Not only is he 6'4", but he's got a lot of mass to him. 16 jumping reach already, and as this development kicks in, and he needs to gain a little in pace for him to be a pure world best 11 contender, but Zirkzee can be that. He's just a really big dude with the ability to put the ball into the back of the net already, a pretty decent technical level for an 18-year-old playing anywhere. He's also clutch. That's just separate, but I really do try and seek out clutch players, people that play well under pressure. Zirkzee has that gene. Now what people really care about, the top 5, right? Go. Suffice it to say, the top 5 guy, the first top 5 guy, Mason Greenwood, is not exactly a good pressing forward. He is, however, very good at a few things and has a chance to be very good at a lot of things, honestly. I love Greenwood. He's set to be your kick taker. He's got a ton of natural flair. He is the most clutch guy on this list. Like, his pressure rating is higher than anybody else on this list. He's also ambitious and professional, so the development's just basically there with that 17 determination. His physical ability is already there. He's kind of a string bean, but you don't necessarily need him to be super strong. It's not like you're looking for Mason Greenwood to be able to dominate in the air. And as he gets older, he's going to become not awful at that sort of thing. In the meantime, you just have to get along with a guy who will just continue to improve at being your kick taker and someone who knows how to put the ball in the back of the net at a pretty shocking rate for a 17-year-old. I mean, there are just not a lot of people in the game that will have 16 finishing for you, and this guy starts at 16 finishing. Starts! And he's English. They must be wrong. Now, if he was American, they would be wrong. That's for sure. But where's Holland, man? I found him. He's right here. He's at number 4. This was a tough one for me because each time the database has been updated, his potential ability gets better. He's also huge, so he's just like a better Joshua Zirkzee. And his ability at the moment, his ability on this list is higher than anybody you're going to see. Like his actual ability right now, which means he's going to reach his potential ability. It's just a matter of time. You don't even have to worry about developmental traits, right? He's such a small distance to close. He'll be getting playing time right away because he's a freaking good player. He's also clutch, professional, and consistent. So there's really nothing wrong with Holland other than the fact that his potential is still, to my surprise, honestly, but I'm just giving you what's in the game, one notch below that real super duper top class. But they're still hesitant, SI is, to push him all the way up, but he's the most talented current player on this list. He's going to reach his potential. His potential is going to be very good, and you're never going to go wrong with Erling Haaland, but I do not think he's ever going to be the best striker in the world. I'm just begging for controversy with my pick for number 3 over Haaland, but let's go. We go from a player that has their development essentially guaranteed to a player that has undoubtedly in the game better potential than Erling Haaland, but does not have nearly as much of a guarantee as getting that. That's Fiete Arp, the 19-year-old who's playing for Bayern 2. He's also clutch like Erling Haaland, but you see the same level of ability, it's just not there. For a guy that's a year older than Haaland to be this much worse at the current time is pretty striking, and you're going to have to do your work to make sure that Fiete Arp can get to the level that he is programmed to be able to get to in the game. But his late blooming potential has been recognized by SI, and they've made him a very viable option. If you don't need the player to start right away and you're on like a world-class team and you have a good loan setup or something, you have a good idea to get Fiete Arp a bunch of games while boosting his determination, then he is a wonderful sign. He's probably the best signing that you can make. He's the last guy on this list that you're not just going to be tripping over yourself for, really. Give me the potential Ballon d'Or winners, please. The number 2. Like a guy that is a personal favorite of mine, Willem Goebbels. Not quite as good as Arp, but he's also 2 years younger. Last year's version of the game, when Goebbels was just 16, he made the world best 11. For me, when I was managing him at Barcelona, he was scoring over 20 goals a season. He is very much capable of getting there again. Valuable player. Has the option to be utilized in a versatile way, has no problems with what's going on upstairs in terms of his development, even though he doesn't have, sensational professionalism. It's not bad either, even though it doesn't show in his personality, that sort of thing. Goebbels and the next guy who's going to be number 1 on the list both have potential that's significantly higher than basically everybody else you've already seen. So if you can just mix up the right situation to put Willem Goebbels in, and at 17, he's still better developed by training than actual match experience, which makes him a great signing. Then you're going to be able to pull out a player that'll be you'd be your number 9 for a decade, and you won't have to worry about filling the position. They'll just score 20 goals a season, and that's what you're always praying for. Time to bring the drum roll back. Number 1, Ryan Brewster, 19-year-old for Liverpool. A lot of you probably already know who Brewster is, but you probably didn't know that right now his potential rating in Football Manager is higher than any other player under 20 that's perfect at striker, which makes him the most valuable Wonderkid forward in the world. His developmental attributes are insane. Every personality trait he has is at least good. His ambition is stupendous, which ambition does ratchet up your development speed. His determination being 18, and Brewster's like kerosene. All you need to do is be the match, and honestly, Liverpool's already kind of being the match. I mean, he's already in a great developmental spot, and immediately he's going to start to turn into a player that can completely take over games, can end up in the world best 11, can win a Ballon d'Or if he gets into a hot season. I mean, there's just absolutely nothing not to like. The attributes are balanced. He can play a bunch of different positions if you want him to, but honestly, you're not going to find a whole lot of better options at forward than Ryan Brewster, so why wouldn't you want him to play there? Him being 19, the development's going to be kicked back a little later, but I promise you, right now in the 20.2 database, you cannot do better in terms of potential ability as somebody under the age of 20 than Ryan Brewster, and he will develop. That's all I've got for you today. I'm looking forward to whipping out a couple of more videos like this, talking about all the different positions and who's best there and who meets the threshold of being potentially an incredibly good player, which is the threshold I try and set. We ended up with 12 here. If you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. Know that you can come hang out with me as well. I do stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and we usually are playing Football Manager. I'm actually about to go fire up the stream right now, so the link's down below. You can't click the screen. Sorry, you just pause the video. My fault. The link's down below. You can follow and then join me next time that I go live, or join my Discord, ask me questions, or check out all the different FMBase stuff that's down there too. I will see you next time. I'm really excited. We've got the whole next month of videos already scheduled out already, and I'm going to start getting ahead. I never do that. I'm going to get ahead on writing the scripts. Yes.